Alright, another video of Wusik Station. I have already loaded my initial preset here, but I'm going to change it. I'm going to go to the add new here on the layer chainer and replace with drawable oscillator. I'm going to put the volume all the way down so we don't hear it. But it's still being processed. And I'm going to put my semitones all the way down too, so it's very slow. And I'm going to add another layer. And in this case, I'm just going to use the sample player. And the sample player, when you add a new layer to the chain, is empty, so you need to add a sound. I'm going to use, let's say, the voices here from the AOS. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to be able to use the waveform from the drawable oscillator as a modulation source. And for that, I'm going to modulate the filter. So I'm going to put a bit of resonance, close the filter so I can open it on a modulation. So I'll go to the modulation area. I mean the sample player layer. And I'm going to add a new. No, I have to go to the layer from the source actually. So I'm going to go to the drawable oscillator layer, add new. And there should be the drawable oscillator, which is the output of the drawable oscillator. Then I'm going to send it to layer number 2. And there's the multi-filter frequency. So it's kind of working. But the problem is that the pitch of the drawable oscillator is very high. So I'm going to fix the pitch here with the lock. So it fixes in a middle note, I think it's C60, middle C. It's a bit lower now. It could be a bit slower. So for that, I'm going to use another thing. I'm going to go to the modulation here, the wave oscillator, and I'm just going to add mid 1, which is the modulation wheel, to the layer 1, drawable oscillator octave. But I'm not going to be using the modulation wheel actually, so I'm just going to use this as a dummy option. We're going to put the minimum and maximum to 1. And adjust the amount. Well, it's still not working the way I want. It's still too fast. Instead of octave, I'm going to use the oscillator pitch envelope instead. Now it's what I wanted. So now if I go to the drawable oscillator, let me first raise the volume of the sample player. I'm going to go to the editing mode. I can make some very weird stuff in here. And if I want, I can go to the sample player, raise the resonance a bit. The smooth is already being used, so let's turn off. Let's add a bit. You can also play around with the feedback and delay, but you have to be careful with the feedback because it can produce some weird behavior depending on the frequency. Another problem that we have is that we are sending the modulation from the 60 voices layer to another 60 voices layer. But sometimes the voices are not matching up. So that's why you hear. You can see that the voices didn't connect to each other. So it's kind of a bug, but a limitation of the code. But it's still something interesting to play around, but I don't know, there's not much you can do here. Maybe the best option is actually to use, instead of that, it's using the actual modulation sequencer for that. So for that, I'm just going to, you can see that I already deleted the layer. So I'm going to go to modulation sequencer 1, layer 1, multi-filter, frequency. And I'm going to make it faster. And this is much better because then you have everything on the same layer and you're not going to have problems with voice allocation. And it's polyphonic. So that is all this that I want to show in this video. You can see that you can do a lot of things from interlayers, but it doesn't always work. But it's a possibility, and sometimes it's best to use the tools that the layer already has to create something. You can also use the wave sequencer to create the filter changes. So I'm going to show it in another video. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.